Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and in today's video, what we're going to discuss is one critical chart, one dominant chart that is screaming that Bitcoin by next year could be as high as $130,000. Before we get into things, just a quick disclosure that none of what I'm providing is financial advice. No. Personal financial decisions are up to you. With that being said, let's get into it. All right, guys, this is the 3-day chart on Bitcoin. And as I often look to do, I try to provide unique value-added views that nobody else in crypto is evaluating in the cryptocurrency space. In this case, what we're doing is we're looking at a 3-day chart on Bitcoin, and we're evaluating the 125 simple moving average, which is this green line here. Now, what I want you to make note of is once we get candle body closes that go below the 125 simple moving average, we spend an extended amount of time under this moving average. But as soon as we get a candle body close that closes above, back above the 125 simple moving average, we see a monumental rise in price. You can see we got a candle body close here back in 2018, significant price action down below the 125 all the way until the spring of 19 before we popped up and did a 2.5x. You can see we got a candle body close here, which was a foreshadowing of what was to come with the beer virus back in March of 2020. In this case, this was a little bit of a head fake because we got a V-shaped recovery here. But then once we got our candle body close back above the 125 simple moving average, you can see we saw a monumental rise up in price to $65,000. Fast forward to the current place in time, you can see that in March of this year, 2023, after spending a significant amount of time below the 120 simple moving average, you can see we closed under it back in December of 2021. We have seen a candle body close back above the 125 simple moving average. Now, the other thing to keep in mind, we can only use history. We can only use history as a precedent to tell us what is most and least likely moving forward. And again, the sample size is small. It doesn't matter what chart you evaluate. It doesn't matter what YouTube channel you tune into. Whatever chart someone is showing you on Bitcoin, there is a small sample size because the price history on Bitcoin is very finite, okay? But the other important point to keep in mind is that when we see the candle body closes back above the 125 simple moving average, before we make that parabolic move and we see a monumental rise in price that we've seen here in the price level once we get that candle body close back above, we do not historically see price action deviate significantly below the 125 simple moving average. So you can think of this 125 simple moving average as a floor. It acts as a floor for price, right? We can expect a little bit of deviation, but until we see that parabolic blow-off phase, once we've gotten back above it, we shouldn't expect prices to get back below it. Where are we at right now? We're at 24,100. So what this is telling me is even if we see a pullback in price here and we start deviating below 25,000, we should not go much below 24,100. And keep in mind, this moving average, another key point, this moving average is sloping up. It's going to continue to print and increase in value so long as price levels remain up here. The steepness of price will be dependent. The steepness of the moving average will be dependent upon how much price increases moving forward. But this moving average is increasing with every single 3-day candle print. Now, this chart is clutch. This is getting to the $130,000 price point that I spoke to. And this is a chart, by the way, that I have covered on my daily live stream. It's called All in the Charts. Click that bell icon for all notifications to make sure that you know when I go live each and every single weekday where I take your TA questions and I speak to charts like this. And by the way, if you appreciate the content here and me and providing a value-added view, and all of this is making sense so far, make sure to hit that thumbs up and drop me a comment. Here you can see the first time that we got candle body close back above here after seeing significant downturn in price below this key moving average, a 94x. The second occurrence, a 2.5x. Of course, this was the beer virus. once we got back above here, an 8.1x. Now, if we discount the fact that this price history back here in 2015 and 16, Bitcoin was a much more immature asset, right? So it's unrealistic to expect a 94x based on us closing a candle body close back above this moving average back in March of this year. But what we can do is we could look at the prior two occurrences, which are relatively recent in time period. We could average it together and say, okay, somewhere in between a 2.5x and 8.1x, that puts us at 5.3x. So if we were to do a 5.3x, now that we've gotten that candle body close back above the 125 simple moving average, that puts us at $130,000. It's unrealistic to expect that this year. But you know, based on my prior content, my hypothesis, based on when Bitcoin is going to top, it's going to occur much sooner than most people are expecting. I am anticipating Bitcoin to top right around that halving date. Could be April, could be May, could be June, could be as late as July. But that is when I am anticipating Bitcoin to top. It is not outlandish. It is not outlandish to see a 5.3x once we broke this moving average here, which would put us at $130,000. Again, that keeps us in the realm of reasonability relative to what we've seen in the prior two occurrences. If you appreciated the content and this made sense to you, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Share in the comments what you liked about the video, what you didn't like about the video, and click that bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live each and every single weekday for my daily TA live stream. It's called All in the Charts. I hope to see you there for my daily TA live stream where I answer all of your questions. And until next time, everybody, let's all spread awareness and let's carry that education forward.
So what you gonna do, $5 on CryptoBullGod and his crypto maniacs and the entire cryptocurrency market? Run wild! Oh!